Hey rivals, welcome to Back's Attacks. Happy New Year, and I hope you all had a Merry Christmas, a Happy Holidays, and whatever you were celebrating. I'm excited to be back here. I've had some great time off with family. I haven't been completely slacking except on the videos. I've been very much involved in the events and enjoying those quite a bit, and I do hope to get back and show some highlights from that soon. I also got a new Yeti microphone for Christmas, so if the audio sounds any better or worse, let me know in your comments below. But today, really, I just want to give us some highlights from the Twitch stream today that Space Ape Games did. There was some really interesting information that came out of that. Today's stream was dual covering both Rival Kingdoms and Samurai Siege. And there's the team that they had today. For the arcade, we had Deb and Alex and a few others. That's Jorge Yao in the middle. All right, so one of the things they discussed was the new ancient coming up, the Fire Ancient Daji, and she's got some interesting spells. The first one here summons something called a Vassal, and it provides an aura that boosts the damage of nearby troops, and the cool thing is it converts nearby enemy soldiers to their cause. Now that's true whether they're from a bunker or whether they've been troops that have been risen by a malice statue to be used against you. But it won't function on elementals that come during those pyre events. That would be a little bit out of hand. All right, the second spell, Shroud. Defenses basically can't see the troops. They become effectively invisible for several seconds, and during that they gain some very nice health back. Now, if there's incoming fire coming in, it doesn't protect them from them. They just can't be targeted or intentionally shot at by troops during that time. The graphic effect on that was really pretty nice as well. The big spell here, Lao, I suppose, it creates a large circle of fire. Not quite as large as Yagumo. When I first read the description, I thought it was going to be like that, but it really isn't. It does damage just on the outside and ramps it up over time so that it's quite powerful after several seconds. So those spells really looked kind of interesting. They also talked a little bit about Wukong. He will be coming up in an upcoming event, possibly for the Chinese New Year in February. I'm not sure if they have that settled yet. And Wukong spells were also quite interesting. The first one gives increased damage to melee troops, but the interesting part is that ranged attackers get a very large increase in their range. And they showed some wardens shooting under this spell, and it was just a massive range, really quite interesting. That's going to be a very strategic spell to be using. His second one there, Life Peach, interesting. It will recover some troops' health, and they cannot die in battle for the next several seconds. So that's similar to the Death Ward of Zalonia. The third spell does basically massive damage to a single target. Now notice there it's not just defenses, so it's kind of like the old Nyrex third spell, in that it can really nuke one specific building no matter what type it is. There were also some new battle boosts that are coming out. The red envelope gives some starting mana and will help to snag gold and things from resource buildings. All right, they also talked about several different Ascension Materials that are coming up. We already know about the ancient Dragonheart, but there's also the Scale of Elahel, which will be used to take Amberclaw from rare to epic. That'll be quite nice. And the Life Peach, two of those are needed to take Wukong from superior up through rare to epic. And then the Ruji Jingubong will take him up to legendary. I did enjoy watching the Twitch stream today. There was a lot of good question and answer on that. But as always, I always like to turn to Michael's site, rk411.com. He takes some excellent notes and gets those all in text form. So I like to double check if I've missed anything there. So you can see that literally at rk411.com. And he's also got some nice screenshots in there. I won't go through all of the changes, but I will highlight some of the ones that I think that are particularly important. Intentionally or not, we got a quick look at what the stats might be for the legendary Emberclaw. Now, these are subject to change, but right now it looks to be about 1,244 hit points, almost 100 DPS. Still don't know if he'll be worth wasting a Dragonheart on compared to the other dragons, but it's good to see him at least get a little bit closer in ability. All right, let me start with one of the things I was most excited to hear. One of the lead developers, the one in charge of balancing, his name is Alex, and he was on hand. And one of the comments he made in response to the question, will there be any nerfs coming up? He said, no, actually, he's gone on a big buffing spree. And we're going to see some significant changes and improvements to a whole slew of different agents. That will include Adhira, Golgog, Karis. Amani's going to get a very significant increase. Tokemi's going to get a complete overhaul. The Decrepify spell is going to disappear, and we'll see some other good stuff there. Yagumo's going to get beefed up. And for Kestra, they're not only going to improve her, but they're actually going to do something that I had been wondering if was possible, and I'm excited to hear about it. And that is, she's going to actually get a new spell when she is ascended and reaches level 31. So I think that's a really good use of Ascension material, not just a stat increase, but actually new capability. So I'm real excited to see what that will come up with. Marionette's going to get significant change too in that third spell. And Isabeau and several others will actually get some improvements there also. So that's going to be good. And it also said that he wasn't really looking to nerf any in the near time in the near future as well. So that was good. There wasn't a ton of new information on upcoming events with neither Andrew or Sharmi there. They didn't really feel at liberty to divulge any information they weren't supposed to. We know that there are events coming up for Daji, for Wukong and others, but they didn't really give any details on dates. We do know that there is no event this weekend, which is good, so we can rest up. And they're hearing from the community that we really do benefit a lot from any kind of advance notice, so they're going to be trying to continue to improve that, have some more preview videos and announcements, stuff like that. And by the way, Space Ape, if you're looking for someone to help out with the preview videos, I know a guy who'd be interested in that. All right, so they also talked a little bit about arena seasons. They were asking from us whether we preferred kind of the approach with season 1 or 2. So they're still trying to tweak that and make that as interesting as possible for people. They're also going to be revamping the individual tournament, sometimes good. There was some talk about whether or not the event start times could be changed, and they're not really looking to do that at this point. Again, they didn't release too many details on when different ancients or materials were coming back. They did, however, say that the Sleeping Flame Sigil will be coming back. The Magma Stone, probably not anytime soon. And one of the other things that they're working on and should be out before too long is significantly improvements to the edit mode, and that will be very helpful. There was a helpful discussion on the appearance of those kind of statue chests instead of a fixed statue, and they gave their reasoning behind that. Basically, they want everyone participating in the events, and some people just aren't interested in some of the statues, and so they felt that having these chests where you have a chance for getting something would be of interest to everyone. There were a lot of comments in chat, however, that for folks to put in a lot of time and effort, and I mean a lot of hours and a lot of money in order to get a duplicate warden statue or something like that when they really want that Malice one. That is a big source of frustration to the community. So they may be moving toward having a combination of the two, where for the top prizes there will be a distinct prize, but they may also continue to use the chests for the lower ranks, or something along those lines. They are trying to figure out how to do that one better. They talked about Mithril just a little bit, and the fact that they know there's too big of a spread between folks who are lucky and unlucky in the daily campaign, so they're going to try to do something to even out that. And I think that'll be a welcome change, even though I've been pretty lucky in the daily campaigns. I know some friends who haven't, and that's been very frustrating. And they talked only very briefly about a major new feature coming up in Rival Kingdoms, and that is the idea of Relic Wars. And I think this will be of very high interest to a very, very small number of players. It's clearly one that only the very top kings are going to be able to do well with. So, we'll see. They didn't talk about it this week. They said they'll talk about it more next week. I'll try to keep an open mind for it, but I'm not really too enthusiastic about that change at this point anyway. All right, with that, I think I will wrap up and say goodnight. I want to say thank you very much for watching and hope to be getting back into the swing of things with videos very soon.